Alright, so I'm gonna do a quick trade breakdown for the trades that I've taken this week and the ones that I'm still currently in. So if you go on DXR on the daily, uh, I mentioned that I wanted to see next week in the weekly outlook for price to take out this high and this Friday high as well. And on Monday, I was actually expecting Monday to probably weekly open to already take it and then see if I could frame shorts, but on Monday we had this larger dump in the weekly open, this large candle because of some news with Powell, so just dropped in the weekly open. So we had this dump, and to me this was clear manipulation. We have all of these trendline lows. We have this 4-hour order block. We have this inversion fair value gap, and we have this this opening gap or volume imbalance. So we tapped on Monday, and then we seen some displacement higher, and we closed above this inversion fair value gap, and we formed this order block / proportion block. So yeah, we formed this order block, and then we formed this proportion block here. So we'll quickly go into EU. So on EU, we same thing on daily. We ran out all these daily highs, tapped this daily imbalance, and also tapped the weekly inversion fair value gap with that push higher. So to me, that was the clear manipulation. And to me, I was thinking this could actually already be the high of the week, because we had this we ran up this high initially, came back lower, and then we swept the high again, which is usually a if you get displacement afterwards, that's usually a higher probability reversal pattern. So we had that on the, and then on the hourly we formed this hourly order block. So I was watching to see how the price react to that hourly order block, and we had this fair value gap. So I seen price because price could have swept these lows into this fair value gap and went higher. So I was just kind of watching to see how price react there. So came into this fair value gap and hourly order block, and then we've seen this 3-bar swing displacement lower and close below this up close candle, forming an order block. So there it is. So I took a short here, kind of like a swing trade type of trade, shorted here, and also we formed this proportion block with the hourly close, which was pretty good, and we closed below this imbalance. So basically a swing trade, anticipating that this could be a potential high of the week, and we still had this we had these equal lows on the daily, this low, these two equal lows, and then we also had this low now. But yeah, we had these equal lows on the daily, which is my drawing liquidity. So daily / weekly key level, stop run into that key level, hourly displacement, hourly order block, hourly proportion block now. So we have the hourly and the daily aligned, and even the 4-hour, because we closed below this imbalance. So yeah, I was just holding this trade, and we had CPI the next day. So for me, once we swept this low here, I went break even on this swing trade, and unfortunately the CPI candle pushed higher, and then I got wicked out of break even, and then we had this dump. So for me, I took a re-entry after we had this manipulation and then displacement lower, because to me this is still like an AMD, right? We have these internal highs, we have this hourly proportion block and inversion fair value gap. So if we sweep this low and then come for this internal high and then get displacement lower, then this CPI candle is likely to be manipulation, and then we can expect price to distribute lower. So yeah, so I was waiting to see how price react after sweeping these highs, or if we just continue higher and go for the Monday highs. And then we got this fair value gap here that we inverted heading into London close. So I took another entry here at the next open, high low close, and then I held this throughout the daily close, and then we didn't initially get that push lower heading into the daily close. We left this low, and this low now, and we have this daily low as well. So for me, this is like a insanely low resistance liquidity that's like an insane amount of low resistance liquidity resting down here. So for me, clear drawn liquidity, clear narrative, daily and weekly fair value gap, inversion fair value gap, sweep, displacement, CPI being manipulation, AMD, 4 hour and hourly aligned. So pretty much everything is pretty much everything you need for like a high probability trade. So for me, no reason to close the trade or go break even or anything, because we haven't swept any liquidity. We haven't, this is still the invalidation, right? Swing high to swing low, and now we're coming back into this order block. But yeah. So yeah, we had PPI today, so I was expecting that we could go lower. We could come back to my entry and then go lower from this order block. So we had this internal high, swept it in lunch, came lower, and then we had this push higher just before PPI, and then we had this displacement lower. So after once we had this hourly candle closure, I was thinking this 9 AM candle is probably likely to also displace lower as well, but right now it's not really looking too good. But yeah, this AM candle swept the lunch highs, displaced lower, and if we formed this order block, then I was considering taking a trade, but we had PPI with this 8:30 candle, and then we just been chopping around since. So to be honest, because of how low resistant these lows are, and we still have this hourly order block, and we just swept these highs here, I think I'm just gonna hold the trade. And we have this 4 hour order block as well, so we still have the higher time frame PD areas, and there's no reason, in my opinion, for price to come up here before taking out these lows. So I think I'm just still, even though it looks like the 4 hour is going to close above this fair value gap, which makes the chances of this trade playing out even lower. I think I'm still just going to hold the trade, but yeah, right now it's not going in my favor, right? You have a daily 3-bar swing, so you expect the fourth candle to be not only a bearish candle, but to be like a bearish distribution or expansion candle and take out all of these lows. And the fact that we haven't even taken out these lows yet is a bit baffling to me, but I'm still willing to hold the trade out and see how it plays out. But yeah, same thing on DXY. On DXY, we only took out the previous day high, and now we're coming back lower, which, to be honest, I'm a bit surprised that this sweep was enough for a potential reversal with all of these highs. So we inverted this 4 hour fair value gap and this one as well, this inversion, which you want to see ideally hold if you're in like a market maker buy model. So market maker buy model, last stage of distribution, you want to see price to use that those 4 hour key levels to complete a model. But right now, swept this high and we've just been in bearish order flow since. So yeah, I'm still holding a trade, but I think there's a good chance that we can come back for these lows before taking out these highs, which I'm actually surprised about, but we'll see. And then I also took a trade on GU, which I closed at break even because I just don't like the framework as much as I do on EU. But we swept the Monday highs here into this daily fair value gap and daily order block, and then we had this large displacement candle, so I'm expecting this third candle to be a 3-bar swing. And on this day, when we set the Monday highs, AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, we formed this hourly order block and we inverted this 15-minute fair value gap. So I took a short here, and we had some large displacement, but then heading into today, we pretty much reversed that whole movement, right? We had this 4-hour inversion, which we closed below, 4-hour bearish, 4-hour bullish fair value gap, which we closed below, which turned into an inversion, and then we had this 4-hour bearish fair value gap as well. So I wanted to see if we can go lower from here, but we closed above it. Both this is a BPR, right? So bearish inversion fair value gap and bearish fair value gap. So we basically closed above the BPR on the 4-hour, and then we tapped into it with the next 4-hour candle, and then we went higher after tapping into these inversion levels. So for me, to me, this is a 50-50 chance at this point, and DXY was not looking too good, and the relative strength is not in my favor. So to be honest, I just decided to close it and just hold EU instead, because if I'm wrong on my DXY bias, then I'll take a loss on both EU and GU, right? So to be honest, I was more willing to hold EU here, and instead of holding both EU and GU and being wrong on both of them. So I just cut my risk on this trade, closed it out at break even, and the trade's not invalid. You still have the order block, and we just swept the London highs, and now we're seeing some displacement lower. So to be honest, it's too late in the day to take a lower time frame confirmation, but if we can displace lower heading into the daily close, then I'll be looking to see if I can get an entry tomorrow, and if not, then I still have EU here, right? If EU displaces lower and goes for these lows here, I still secure some profits, right? But yeah, here essentially that's the trades that I'm in right now, and that's my thought process or reason behind the trades. Technically the trades are not invalidated, so that's the reason I'm still holding them, even though the 4 hours not looking too good. We closed below these imbalances and rejecting off the previous day high SMT with EU. But say if I had a bullish bias, I would not be taking a trade here, because it's against the 4-hour order flow, and we're rejecting off these highs currently. So even if I had a bullish bias here, I wouldn't take a trade. So I still think it's more likely that we see a bearish scenario here than a bullish scenario for euro and pound. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold this pound euro trade, and then I might make an update video if this trade hits stop loss or take profit here. So yeah.